The Packers beat the Eagles 30-16 on Sunday, and midway through the third quarter, they were losing 20-3. The Eagles took out their starting quarterback Carson Wentz, and they put in Jalen Hurts. And I watched every single snap Jalen Hurts played. He's a rookie, second-round pick out of Oklahoma. Remember, played at Alabama a little bit, too, in college. I watched every snap Jalen played, and I thought Jalen Hurts looked really, really good. He was only 5 for 12 passing. It's not that impressive. You're like, oh, only 5 completions, but he had 109 yards, 1 touchdown, did have an interception. We'll talk about that in a minute. But he had a great throw down the left sideline to Jalen Reagor. He ran around a couple times, escaping sacks. He had 29 yards rushing. And he converted a fourth down, not once, but twice in a row, where on 4th and 8, he threw the ball for 13 yards and a first down. That got called back for an offensive penalty. And then on 4th and 18, he ran around, extended the play, threw a touchdown for like a long touchdown. And I just walked away going, the number one thing, Jalen Hurts had a couple big plays, but not that. He had the throw to Jalen Reagor, had the long touchdown. But for the most part, the thing that Jalen Hurts did really, really well was simply executing the offense. He didn't do anything crazy or outstanding like, oh my gosh! And that's not what he needed to do. The Eagles, for the longest time, have needed a quarterback simply to do the little things right. Carson Wentz has not been doing that. He's been trying to make way too many plays and missing throws inaccurately, and I've been sitting here at home for a long time thinking, man, I think Jalen Hurts could run this offense better, make better decisions, and be more accurate. Oh, and he was. I went, oh, wow, this is awesome. Jalen avoided the stupid throws and the terrible interceptions. He did have one interception, but it was because his arm got hit as he threw. And the biggest thing that Jalen Hurts did when he played was he brought the Eagles to life. Jalen Hurts came in at quarterback, and it's not a coincidence that when that happened, other people around him started making plays. We saw, similarly, actually, a similar thing happened with Nick Foles when he came in the game. So I don't know if that's an indictment on Carson Wentz, that he's just not a very inspiring person. I don't know what's going on there, but I do know that the Eagles were a different team when Jalen Hurts was their quarterback. Other people started making plays. And in fact, that was when Jalen Reagor had that really long, a 73-yard punt return. Like, Jalen Reagor had his best play of the year right after Jalen Hurts came in the game. So the team was lifted up. It was very obvious watching. And moving forward, I walked away from that game wanting to see more of Jalen Hurts. And guess what? I have very good news. The Eagles have announced that Jalen Hurts will be their starting quarterback next Sunday against New Orleans. And this is the right move, in my opinion. Here's why the Eagles need to give Jalen Hurts at least one more shot to start a game. The Eagles need to see and learn what they have with Jalen Hurts. As long as that he keeps playing well, keep him in the game, keep seeing what he can do, because the Eagles are going to need to make a decision on Carson Wentz. And here's what I mean. They got 4 games left. They have the Saints, the Cardinals, then the Cowboys, and Washington. And Philadelphia already knows what Carson Wentz is. They've had him play there forever. Forever's a bit long, but they've seen him for a couple years in a row. He's been making mistakes all year. It's been really frustrating. And the thing that the Eagles do not know, the unknown commodity here, is Jalen Hurts. We need to see how good Jalen Hurts is. That's how they need to feel. And people keep saying, you can't bench Carson Wentz. You're paying him too much money. I mean, people literally have been saying, the Eagles cannot afford to move on from Carson Wentz. He makes too much money. And I'll tell you what, here's why you're wrong about that. You ever heard of the name Frank Reich? Frank Reich is the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. Guess where he was before he was the head coach of the Colts? He was the offensive coordinator. He worked very closely with Carson Wentz in his best year ever in 2017 in that long Super Bowl run where before he got hurt, Carson Wentz probably would have won the NFL MVP prior to that injury. And so if the Eagles really are afraid of being stuck with a Carson Wentz contract, I would almost guarantee you, if nothing else, I am sure the Colts would be happy to take that contract. We'll take Carson Wentz. The coach has worked with him before. I think that Carson Wentz would have a much better career in Indianapolis than he would right now in Philadelphia. He'd have the coach he's familiar with, a better roster around him. We know Carson Wentz has not shown the ability to make good decisions and be patient with the football when there's not a lot of talent around him. He needs talent around him because otherwise he plays hero ball, he makes bad throws and bad decisions. It's ugly. And I am telling you, do not be afraid of trying to move Carson Wentz. If nothing else, I am sure that the Colts would make the trade. We'll take Carson Wentz and his contract, if nothing else, for a 7th-round pick. I'm telling you, don't act like the Eagles could not move Carson Wentz. That's impossible. There's a lot of teams around the NFL that would be happy to take his talent. This topic is not about Carson Wentz. Really what needs to be figured out is how good is Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts is the truth and he's a really good quarterback, it doesn't matter how good Carson Wentz is because you found a cheaper, better, more accurate, more consistent option than Carson Wentz. So, again, it's a terrible, weird thing to say that the Eagles are stuck with Carson Wentz. It's just not true. And it's also been a terrible year. It's been awful. That's why the Eagles need to figure out how good is Jalen Hurts, because they need to figure out how good he is to make a decision whether they move on from Carson Wentz or not. And so I think it's a great move for the Eagles to be starting Jalen Hurts next week. I heard that and went, hallelujah. I'm so happy. Cannot wait to keep watching more of Jalen Hurts. I'm a big believer in him. He's more accurate than people realize. And I think a lot of people, when Jalen Hurts was in college at Alabama, he was a liability throwing the football. I acknowledge that. And people to this day go, he can't throw the football. It's never good. And they hold Jalen Hurts passed against him. Well, after being benched at Alabama, Jalen had a year sitting behind Tua Tagovailoa at Alabama, sitting, learning, working on his mechanics, getting more accurate, learning to grow as a passer. Then he went to Oklahoma. And all the growth he put into his career, we saw the fruits of that, all the work, all the hard work he does. We saw all the progress he made when he played at Oklahoma. And I went, wow, Jalen Hurts is a much better quarterback at Oklahoma than he ever was at Alabama because he put in the work, he got better. But a lot of people have a hard time accepting that he got better. People don't give anybody room to grow or develop or mature as a person or as an athlete or whatever. Jalen Hurts just got better. Do not hold the past against Jalen Hurts. He's not the same guy he was at Alabama. He's not even the same guy he was at Oklahoma. He's even better now, today, than he was back then. So have an open mind. Jalen Hurts has grown a lot as a quarterback in the last couple of years. He's much better today than he was even a year ago. And I think playing Jalen Hurts, making him your starting quarterback, at least for this game to see what he can do, and if he keeps doing well, let's keep it rolling. I like the move. I like Jalen Hurts, and it was the right thing to make Jalen Hurts the starting quarterback in Philadelphia.